I think the timing, the place, and the region is already on boiling pot. He's sitting in office. He is not willing to have end to this war. And I think that is a sabotage, and that will bring the region into a war. Hamas is an ideology. It's a resistance force. 1987 was established by the Israelis themselves.
Hello and welcome to this special broadcast on news that broke out this morning, this Wednesday morning, that Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas chief, was killed in Iran, and that too under the gaze of the world spotlight. Dr. Waiel Awwad, West Asia strategist, joins us on the broadcast to decode. Dr. Awwad, thank you so much for speaking to Oneindia. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Awwad, first things first, a lot of repercussions, at least I would say 12 hours have passed now since the news broke. How has been the reaction, first of all? And secondly, where do you see this particular incident leading the whole Israel, Lebanon, Iran conflict going, sir?
Thank you. I think the war on Gaza, on Palestine also is on for the last 297 days, and there is no end to it. So therefore, the military solution has not been successful for the Israelis anywhere in the front there. They only succeeded in destroying the building, the hospitals, the schools, the killing of more than 100,000 people killed and injured, and more than 10,000 is missing. So therefore, we need to see the situation on the military front is falling all apart, because Israel also internal pressure on the Prime Minister of Israel is piling up, and they wanted a political solution to this crisis so they can get their prisoners out of the Hamas hands. So, but now you're killing the chief negotiators who has been on the table, so trying to find a solution for you. You tracked him from Qatar. You followed him till he went to Iran, and then you attack him. I think the timing, the place, and the region is already on boiling pot. So you have choose the time where you wanted this war to be more widening, because you failed to drag the United States into a war with Iran. And when Iran retaliated against the killing of their diplomat in Damascus, you remember. Right. Now Netanyahu comes back from Washington D.C. And with the intention of widening this war, because first of all he wanted the Trump to come back. He is very much against Kamala Harris. Therefore, he wanted to make sure that the success of Trump can only be done if the war is widening and if America gets involved.
All right. So now, obviously, the role of United States is something that not many experts, just as you, also have not denied it also. But Benjamin Netanyahu's own ambitions, and to strike it where it hurts the most. Do you see this as a victory or an achievement for Netanyahu, or is this a setback in itself on the bigger picture?
I think it is a setback, because he's shooting his own feet. There's no question that he is going to gain anything by you killing a political leader or using a kind of a terrorist kind of an attack, whether it is on Iran soil, whether it is against the Hezbollah leaders inside Lebanon. There are terms and conditions they have set up, unwritten condition between Israel and the resistance forces in Lebanon, not to attack civilian targets. So you are choosing a civilian target as much as you're choosing a civilian target in Palestine. So what kind of achievement do you have? I think he will survive only as long as the war prolongs. And prolongation of the war serves his objective, because even in his government coalition, it's very weak. Even today, I mean, look at the news in Israel when they are military officers have been accused of raping prisoners, Palestinian prisoners, and the whole world is watching how they barge into the building to storm the right-wing Jewish to release them, and now they are released from the prison. These are Israelis among Israelis. So what do you expect from a prime minister who is not even interested in any peace deal? When he go to the Congress in the United States and speak that he wanted to finish Hamas, he wanted to destroy the infrastructure of the Palestinians, he have no intention of ending this war. So he put impossible conditions in the negotiating table, and he put pressure through the American on Qatar and on Turkey, on the Egyptian, but nothing happening. So going and killing, unilateral actions, exceptionalism does not solve the problem, because the existence of Israel is as much as equal to the existence of Hamas. Hamas is an ideology. It's a resistance force. 1987 was established by the Israelis themselves, who have given the blessing. Even Netanyahu himself, there is a case against him. There's a case against him inside Israel that he made $50 million out of the $200 million he gave to Hamas from Qatar. So if these issues are alive in Israel, so it clearly shows that the gentleman is sitting in the office. He is not willing to have end to this war. And I think that is a sabotage, and that will bring the region into a war with unforgettable, because there will be lots of involvement in that region. There will be effect on the global peace and security.
Absolutely, Dr. Awwad. And this brings me to the final question. I know the time is of essence on your side. And this particular attack on Iranian soil, and especially with the fact that what has been happening between Israel and the offshoot of Iranian support, say the Hezbollah in Lebanon, or for that matter, what happened in Beirut yesterday, they killed a company commander there also. Israel, do you think that this particular incident might have rubbed Iran the wrong way completely, and a retaliation is feared now from Iran to Israel directly?
Well, he wanted the retaliation. That's why he attacked inside Iran. I mean, he could do anything against Ismail Haniyeh anywhere. But why he chose Iran?
Yes.
Choosing of Iran is exactly, they wanted the provocation. And this provocation has been happening now, because Iran has already raised the red flag on the mosque of Qum and most of the mosque in Iran, which is a clear indication that we have to take a revenge. And even the supreme leader of Iran have already made it very clear. You attacked our soil, you attacked our guest. He's a political figure. He was democratically elected in Palestine, the only prime minister or president elected democratically in 2006, by the way. And you get rid of him in different soil. So I think there is something the whole international community has to understand this, that this war cannot continue for endless. There's an end game to each war, and war cannot achieve peace. If you want peace in this region, withdraw from the occupied territories, give the Palestinians the right of existence side by side by the Israelis, and continuity of a provocative measure for perpetual wars does not solve the problem, nor we are going to live in peace as long as it's a war going on. And I think it's becoming an extensional war, either the Arabs in this region or the Israelis.
Right, absolutely. Dr. Awwad, thank you so much. No matter Benjamin Netanyahu has returned from United States, what kind of message he carries, we don't know as of now. But even US has to fight an election, and it would want to steer clear of any war as of now. How did Benjamin Netanyahu arrive at this decision to fire at Iran? Only time will tell. Meanwhile, Dr. Awwad, thank you so much for speaking to Oneindia.
Thank you so much. Nice talking to you. Thank you.
Don't miss out. Follow Oneindia for real-time updates.